Yosh, how was your vacation?
It was good.
Oh my God! Hi, where the point is.
I just came back from vacation and we went to see the BFG.
Fantastic movie overall.
I really liked it too.
The premise of this movie, you have a little girl finds a big giant who happens to be the big friendly giant. There's a beautiful story. It originally was a book
by Roald Dahl, who gave us Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Matilda. It was directed by Steven Spielberg, and that is just a beautiful combination of things.
We walked into a movie that was supposed to have magic, and we've got Wingardium Leviosa all over our freaking faces. It was just a beautiful movie to watch. It was such a great story. One of my favorite kids' movie to come out in a long time.
So as we said, the story is very good. Both of us have never read the book.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember the cartoon from way back when. So like I went into this knowing some of the premise, and I was still surprised when we got to the third act.
I mean, going in blind to a movie that was a book is always fun. And then when you're surprised every single second, thank God for this, for how they wrote this story. Thank God for this premise. Thank God for this director. Thank God for this writer. It's just every single point of the movie was a step up from the previous part. I mean, it just kept moving forward, and as you're getting further into the movie, you're just falling into the movie. It wasn't just me in a theater watching a screen. I was in this dang thing. It was awesome.
Yeah, the story did really move along very well. It just felt quick, but it didn't feel rushed, and was really just masterfully done. How like, I mean, the BFG, we meet him after like what, 5 minutes of the movie, it felt like.
Maybe, yeah.
And
he's
like
just right in.
And the next part of the story just happens right away, and everything keeps going, but it never feels like no, because everything also was given a good amount of time. We got amount of time to really get to understand this concept of magic or the character a little more.
Yeah, we could talk about the story all day. I mean, it was just such a...
I feel like if you needed to go on a pee break in this movie, then you're in tough luck, because you can't miss any point, really.
You don't want to miss any point. This is a movie that most people are going to sit there and hold it. Just goes on this very steady, inclination going upwards, and it doesn't stop. It never drops you down in a whirlwind. It just keeps taking you higher and higher. You get to this top, and you just have this gorgeous view, and then it just brings you back down all happy and soft, and you're just happy you went on that straight up ride. It was such a fun story.
Also, goofy as hell. And
it really was.
And it was goofy and all the, like, the goofiness just added to the magic. Things could have been portrayed in scary ways. They were always just so goofy that you were just enjoying the ride, but also not too goofy that you're outside of the experience. I wasn't quite as drawn into it as you were, I won't lie. Because film school has ruined the magic in the thing, but I love the magic that I get that is different.
They took the book, which was, from what I understand, is a very small book. They beef it up, and you could beef up in a bad way. They beefed up in a good way. To me, I haven't read the book yet, but this is a really good movie. Let's roll right into the characters. Yeah, we're just going to talk about the two. There's other ones, but who cares?
It's not who cares. They are pretty much there as two-dimensional extras who are, the other giants who are bullies. But really, we're just going to talk about the BFG and Sophie. Let's start with Sophie, acted by Ruby Barnell. Her character was interesting. She kept being like putting her foot down and loud and like, this, I am here and everyone is going to hear me and I'm important, and that was her character and it was great. But really, I am thoroughly impressed with her performance.
As much as she was doing her foot down, at the same time, she was a little girl and she was nervous. Her performance was just really believable of a little girl who's nervous but determined to not leave this new magical world that she has just been a part of. Moving on to the BFG, played by Mark Rylance. I'm not sure if they did the motion capture for this guy's face, because looking at his pictures and looking at BFG, they're pretty dang close. If they didn't, you fooled us.
Yeah.
Because micro expressions of the BFG are so specific and so entrancing that you feel every bit of emotion that this giant has on his face every second of every scene. And it just draws you into his character. You lose yourself in the BFG and in this world with him and Sophie. It's just a magical combination of what they did for the BFG.
I also liked how they were the duo of like the goofy and the serious, and he's the adult, as it were, and he's the goofy one.
Yeah, the combination is really, I don't like using this reference, but I'm going to use it. It's very much Kobe and Shaq. It just works. It very much is salt and pepper.
By the way, speaking of how good the BFG looked and the mocap and all that, the movie is gorgeous. It just looks so great. From the very first shot.
So stunning.
It's shot beautifully and special effects are amazing. Yeah, the magic works so well because it just looks so vivid and real. And
on the posters is a picture of BFG standing next to a giant tree with all these lights around him. In that scene, for example, of how entrancing this is, I remember just sitting there watching this scene, and as the scenes were going on, I'm just going, oh my god!
The whole movie was pretty, but that specific scene was just.
I wanted to jump into the screen. I wanted to be there. It was so pretty, mixed with the story writing, mixed with the acting, all of that mixing together. I'm putting a hardcore stamp. This is probably going to be the best movie of the summer for kids to go see, entertainment-wise, visually, story, morals, without being too ridiculous. It really was fantastic. I mean, I don't know about your opinions, but I'm in love with this movie. I really, really am.
I definitely don't think I loved it as much, but I did think it was an exceptionally well done movie and just a very good story. I do know that, like, it did make me just completely let go of my film training type of stuff.
Which is hard to do.
I did get sucked in at points. I did, like, at some point just, whatever, this is magical and fun. Sitting next to his kids made it even better because when kids are really sucked into how fun and funny your stuff is, then it just helps. I do really much like this movie.
If you like movies, go see it. If you have kids, go see it. If you live under a rock, still go see it.
Yeah, you get the point. As you can see from our little opening skit, acting is not one of my strong suits anyway.
I want to correct that and just say we're being doofuses, but I like that.
You have some acting experience. I've tried. I am not a good actor. I totally acknowledge that.
Which is why when we do the cheesy stuff, it doesn't matter how well you act.
Which is why I go for cheesy, because that's the only thing I can pull off.
Okay. That'll be in the extra.
Without getting into specifics of what exactly looked so great, I just did the looking down thing.